What's up, guys? Jim here, and today we're finally going to get started on Budget Bird. This is I don't know if you saw the other video where I revealed the project car that we're going to be working on, but here it is right here. If you guys haven't seen that video, it's a 93 Firebird base model, 6-cylinder, and basically what I'm going to be doing to this thing is taking this entire drivetrain out, the engine, K-member, the drive shaft, the trans, the rear end, everything, the whole gamut is coming out. And I'm going to be putting the 400 horsepower LT1 that I built in previous videos. If you haven't seen those videos, go down and check them out. I'll link them in the description down there so it's easy for you guys to find. And hopefully we're going to rip this thing down the track and make 12-second passes. So stay tuned. I guess, actually, before we even get started on this thing, let me I'll bring you guys over to my garage down there and I'll show you the parts we got going into this thing. Alright guys, you already know it. This is the meat and potatoes of this build. If you guys didn't watch me build this, I did a 3-part build on this thing that shows me basically breaking down the old motor and putting the new one together with all the ballsy parts that I got in this thing. Ported heads, big fat cam, big injectors, all that stuff. So if you guys didn't see that video, I'll try to post it up in the corner, or I'll just link them in the description. So if you guys want to watch the build for this thing, you should do that. It's 3 parts, it's not that bad, and yeah, this thing's gonna fucking rip when we get inside this car. I can't wait to do this. I'm so fucking stoked for this build. Alright guys, so here's what we have for the swap. This is a 342 posi rear end with disc brakes, and it's got the whole e-brake setup, and it's got the stock springs and shocks. I'm not really sure if I'm going to use those or not, but at least I got them in case I want to. And we got the front K-member right here that the new LT1's going to bolt right up into. This thing doesn't have very many miles on it. From what I understand, this came off of a car with like 68,000 miles or something. I think that's what the guy said. And it shows too, this was a New England car and there's no rust or anything on it, so I don't really know if I'm going to have to replace the ball joints or anything, but I'm definitely going to clean all this stuff up and, paint it and all that stuff. Probably just grind off all the rust and then just hit it with Rust-Oleum so it'll look nice. And if I have to replace the ball joints and bushings and shit, I'll do that, but I don't think I'm going to have to. Plus, it's only going to be a track car anyways, so, probably won't need all that bullshit to make it super road safe when I'm just going down the quarter mile. I have all kinds of shit in case I need it. There's different springs that I have, tons of different replacement parts and shit. I got the 4L60E right here. I picked this thing up for 150 bucks. That was a smoking deal. The guy was super nice too. It was a cool shit. We have the radiator that'll bolt right in, and that shit, which I don't even know if I'll need that. I have that with the 6-speed car, the 6-cylinder car. And I also have the 150 speedo, 150 mile speedo, and I don't know, a plethora of shit to get this fucking swap done. The Honda's is right over here too. So basically, the only fucking thing that I need to put this whole thing together is the torque converter, which I just gotta hop on Summit and order that fucking thing. But yeah, I just gotta clean this shit up and put it all together. Alright guys, so I guess what I'm going to do to get started is just fucking get this thing up on jack stands, get it nice and high so we can take the motor out of the bottom. I'm going to lift the whole engine up like I did in a previous video when I showed how to remove an LT1. It's basically the same thing, so I'm not really going to show you how to, remove every single bolt and show you every single thing to take off, because like I said, I covered that in the previous videos I did. Go into my my page and you can search through and see where I removed an engine before, so I don't really think I have to get into great detail. And if you guys have questions on something, just throw it down in the comments and of course I'll answer you. But alright, so I guess we're gonna get this thing up on jack stands and we'll start draining the antifreeze and go from there. I don't think it's gonna be a very difficult project to take this engine out of here, and you usually gotta take care when you're doing like the harness and shit, but since this harness is so fucked up, which you guys saw in my previous video, I don't know how much care I'm going to take for the fucking thing, so I might just cut the harness in a lot of places. But at any rate, we basically just have to unhook the steering linkage. We have to unhook the exhaust right down there. and the brake lines, and basically the fuel lines, and she'll pop right out. But I'm making it seem easy, and it really is, but it's not that bad. So stay tuned, and here we go. All right, guys, we got the car up on jack stands. I got the antifreeze dripping out of it. Well, I guess it stopped. I don't think there was that much in there to begin with, to be honest with you. But that doesn't even fucking matter. So I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna take the radiator out first. Probably just take the steering linkage out. Do the fuel lines, and dude, this thing's easy to fucking drop out of here. I don't really have to do anything. I guess I gotta disconnect the AC lines. I didn't even know this thing had AC. Disconnect the AC lines. Shit, before I do anything, I guess I gotta take the battery out. Alright, so I'm gonna do those things. Like I said, there's no point in you guys sitting here and watching me do all this shit. So I'm gonna take the battery out, take this shroud off, and dump the rest of the antifreeze in the pan, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so I made quick work of that. I got the radiator out, all the hoses, drained all the antifreeze. I got the condenser out at the same time. That was fucking easy. Obviously, they connected together. Luckily, the thing wasn't full of a charge, so I didn't get sprayed in the face with refrigerant, so that was good. And I think what I'm gonna do now is I'll probably go underneath. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go underneath, disconnect the transmission cable. I'll disconnect the exhaust. Hopefully I can disconnect the exhaust so I having to bust out the Sawzall, but if I bust out the Sawzall, it actually makes it easier, but who knows. I think, Jesus guys, we're almost here. This engine is actually really easy to take out. I can't even believe this. And look how much room is under here. I could stand in this thing and friggin' do the rest of the work. Even with the V8, the harmonic balance that comes out past the sway bar, it's gotta be at least out here. So with the 6-cylinder, god damn, there's tons of room. Look at this. The nose comes all the way out to here, and the hub for the engine is all the way up here. That's a good, it's probably 30 inches right there. It's insane. But I guess with these 4th gen Trans Ams and Camaros, they had to move the engine back to help with weight transfer. That's why with the 3rd gens, the motor's more up here, and you can fit the Dizzy right there. And whatever. But yeah, anyway, getting back on track. I think I'm gonna go under there, do that shit that I said I was gonna do, and then disconnect the fuel lines, do the steering linkage and the shock towers, and I think this thing's almost actually ready to drop out of here. So let's get to it. Alright, so I got everything done underneath the car. I just cut the exhaust off. I ended up cutting the torque arm because it was just fucking easier. And disconnected the shifter cable, and now I got the trans just chilling like that because I took the cross member bolts out. So I got it up on the jack, so when I start lowering this thing down, I'll lower it all together. And yeah, and I think, oh yeah, you know what I gotta do now? I guess I forgot about the sway bar. Holy shit, the thing's broken in half. Look at that. Sway bar's broken right in half. Anyways, I need to disconnect it from the body right there on both sides so that thing will swing down. I got to disconnect the fuel lines, the shock towers, and I'm probably forgetting something, but whatever. As far as, like I said, with the wiring harness, I'm just gonna, as I take it down, I'm just gonna start snipping it because it's a fucking mess. It's not worth saving, and it's not even worth the money. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna start cutting the wiring harness where I have to, and we'll go there. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna take off the sway bar bolts and the shock tower bolts, and I'll take it from there. All right. I finally have everything done. Got the shock towers done, the AC, the fuel lines, the steering linkage, the PCM is out, so all the wiring can come down. I didn't see any body to engine grounds, which was weird. There's one that's supposed to be right here. If you can see that thing, oh, it just broke off and disintegrated. So that was a body ground at one point. So when I put this thing all back together, obviously I'll ground everything the right way. But at any rate, I'm going to start loosening the K-frame bolts, the K-member bolts, right here. and we're gonna start pulling this thing off the ground. So it's about to get interesting. When I pull this thing off the ground, it raises way the hell up here, and we're gonna slide the engine out from under it. You've probably seen it in one of my other videos, but that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna, like I said, start taking out those K-member bolts, and then I'm gonna set up the engine hoist right here. I usually use one of these like load levelers or whatever. Yeah, load leveler, that's what it's called. Put the chains on it, and I'm gonna wrap the chains right around right here and lift it up. So yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna take those things off and set this thing up, and I'll bring you guys back into it. Alright, so here we are at the grand finale. I got the crane hooked up to the car right here. I already started pulling it up, and the engine dropped out as soon as I gave it a couple bangs. I'm out of breath because I was just running around trying to do all kinds of shit. This is probably about the sketchiest setup you'll ever see in your life. I didn't even put a nut on that one. Maybe I should put a nut on that one. And then we're gonna pull this thing up the rest of the way. It's getting dark out, so I'm trying to rush here. That's why I'm running around. But maybe we'll run it. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm gonna get a nut for that stupid bolt right there, and then we're just gonna start pulling this thing up. You see how the car's coming up and the engine's staying there? So we just got to get this thing fucking sky high. So I'm gonna go grab a nut for that thing, and yeah, I'm gonna go grab a nut for that thing, and we'll make it a little bit safer. But fuck it. All right, be right back. All right, I'm back. It's still sketchy, but fuck it. Here we go. Make sure everything's kosher under the car over here. Shit. I got the linkage stuck. God damn it. Alright, I'm hoping I'll just be able to pull it back and pull the drive shaft out. I'm hoping that's not going to be much of a problem. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Oh, I forgot about the... Oh, that thing's leaking. That ain't good. Alright, I had to make a few adjustments, and we're going up more. Whoa. Alright, so we're pretty much almost there. Alright. That's pretty much it right there. I'm gonna try to pull this thing out right there, and then I'll update you. Alright guys, well, this thing is ready to pull the fuck out of here. Unfortunately, I didn't have any dollies or anything, so I kind of just threw it right on the ground with the idea that this is how I was gonna get it out of here. So,
for the second sketchy part of the evening, we're going to pull this thing right out from under the car. Hopefully eventlessly. And it should cap the night. So let's hope that this goes smooth. I think I might actually have somebody come out here and watch it while I'm pulling it, so it just in case anything fucked up happens. I don't want to pull this thing right off the fucking cinder blocks or whatever. You see how I got this thing set up? So yeah, it's about to get crazy up in here. Well, that's how men pull engines, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and call that a win. Let's go take a look. So, basically, this thing to me is junk. I don't need this thing at all. I tried to sell it a few times. I couldn't even get one bite on it. I tried to sell it for $100, so I guess just nobody needs a friggin' 3.4 six-cylinder with a shitty trans to go with it. Alright guys, so that's it. It's getting a little dark here, so this is about as much as I can film. Not even sure how much the GoPro is going to pick up now, but we got this piece of shit V6 out of here. Actually, it's not even a piece of shit. It's a really good motor, but V6 blows, so who the hell wants this thing? I actually tried to sell this thing a couple times. I only asked $150 for the whole package. I didn't even get one bite. Not even anybody trying to haggle me on a price. So, to be honest, I'm going to try to sell this thing one more time. If not, it's going to the scrap heap. And that's a story on that. And now we still gotta do a lot of work in here. We gotta delete the AC, delete the ABS, clean everything out of here. We gotta take the rear end out. We gotta gut the interior. So there's a lot coming, and I hope you guys watch them all, because I'm gonna have a lot of lit videos coming up. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.